The Felling of the Banyan Tree by Dilip Chitre. So, first we read this poem. My father told to the tenants to leave, who lived on the houses surrounding our house on the hill. One by one, the structures were demolished. Only our own house remained and the trees. Trees are sacred, my grandmother used to say. Felling them is a crime, but the massacre them all. The Shioga, Audumber, the neem were all cut down, but the huge banyan tree stood like a problem, whose roots lay deeper than all our lives. My father ordered it to be removed. The banyan tree was 3 times as tall as our house. Its trunk had a circumference of 50 feet. Its shaggy aerial roots fell to the ground from 30 feet or more so. First, they cut the branches, sawing them off for 7 days, and the heap was huge. Insects and birds began to leave the tree. And then they came to its massive trunk. 50 men with axes chopped and chopped. The great tree revealed its rings of 200 years. We watched in terror and fascination this slaughter, as a raw mythology revealed to us its age. Soon afterwards, we left Baroda for Bombay, where there are no trees except the one which grows and settles in one's dreams, its aerial roots looking for the ground to strike. So, here, now we try to understand this poem. As we try to read this whole poem, you may understand the meaning, the comprehensive meaning of the poem, because it is very simple. The words are used, they are simple. The concept is also simple because we ourselves can experience this nowadays on the hill. So my father told them to leave. Okay, so here the writer is saying that they had the tenants. Tenant means who lives on a rent. ઓકે, કોઈ બી ઘર છે એમાં રેન્ટ ઉપર રહે છે એને કહેવાય છે tenants. So my father told them to leave the houses. So they had to leave the houses, and who lived on the houses surrounding our house on the hill. One by one, the structures were demolished. Structures means we can say here home. Okay, so the houses were demolished. બધા પાડી દેવામાં આવ્યા હતા. Okay, only our own house remained and the trees. Okay, last was our house. Okay, અમારું જે હાઉસ હતું એ હતું અને એની સાથે એની બાજુમાં એક ટ્રી હતું. Okay, and my grandmother used to say that trees are sacred. Sacred means something that is holy. We consider river as holy. Okay, પવિત્ર માનીએ છીએ આપણે. જે બહુ જૂનું હોય, જેને આપણે એક રીતે પૂજા કરતા હોય. ઓકે, બનિયન ટ્રી, તો એની આપણે એક રીતે પૂજા કરતા હોઈએ. ઓકે, સો ઇટ ઇઝ રિલેટેડ ટુ આર faith in trees, faith in nature. Felling them is a crime, but he massacred them all. Okay, for my grandmother, it was holy, and to cut that tree is a crime. Okay, massacre means you cruelly cut that, murdered that. The Shioga, Audumber, and the neem were all cut down, but the huge banyan tree stood like a problem. Okay, that all the trees were cut down, but the last that remained, it was banyan tree, whose roots lay deeper than all our lives. My father ordered it to be removed. Okay, તમને ખબર છે કે બનિયન ટ્રીના રૂટ્સ બહુ અંદર હોય છે. ઓકે, અને વર્ષો સુધી એની જે બ્રાન્ચીસ છે એ બહુ વધતી જ જાય છે, કે એટલી બધી વધે છે કે ગ્રાઉન્ડ સુધી પહોંચી જાય છે. ઓકે, સો એના રૂટ્સ બહુ જ અંદર હતા ને ઇટ વોઝ વેરી ઓલ્ડ ટ્રી. સો મારા ફાધર છે એ કહે છે that you please remove it. The banyan tree was 3 times as tall as our house. Its trunk had a circumference of 50 feet. Its shaggy aerial roots fell to the ground. You might have seen banyan tree કે એમાં જે બધી બ્રાન્ચીસ છે એ બધી એના રૂટ સુધી પહોંચે છે, મીન્સ ગ્રાઉન્ડ ઉપર આખી લટકેલી હોય છે, હેંગ થયેલી હોય છે. ઓકે, એરમાં મીન્સ એરિયલ રૂટ્સ, એટલે એના એર જે ગ્રાઉન્ડ્સ ઉપર એ આવવાની ટ્રાય કરતી હોય એવા બધા એના એવી રીતના એ આપણે જોઈ શકીએ છીએ. ફ્રોમ 30 feet or more, so first they cut the branches. ઓકે, એની જે એરિયલ રૂટ્સ છે એ ત્યાં જમીન ઉપર હોય છે, આવવાની ટ્રાય કરતા હોય છે, અને 30 feet જેટલી લાંબી હોય છે. ઓકે, એન્ડ what did they first do? They cut the branches. પેલા બ્રાન્ચને કાપી નાખે છે કે જ્યારે when we cut the tree, so there is a trick or we can say a strategy કે સૌથી પહેલાં બ્રાન્ચીસને કાપીએ, પછી ટ્રંકને, પછી રૂટ્સ ઉપર આવીએ છીએ. Sewing them off for 7 days, and the heap was huge. You can see that it took 7 days, બરાબર, કે એને કાઢી નાખવામાં, એની ઉપર એને કટ ડાઉન કરવામાં 7 દિવસ લાગ્યા. અને there was a huge heap. ઓકે, કેટલો બધો કચરો તો ન કહી શકીએ, પણ જે બધું કાપે છે ત્યાં ભેગું થઈ જાય છે. સો there was a heap, ઢગલો થઈ જાય છે. Insects and birds began to leave the tree, and then they came to its massive trunk. Now હવે કોનો વારો છે? ટ્રંકનો. ઓકે, ટ્રંક. 50 men with axes chopped and chopped. Here the word chop is used for 2 times. Means it is describing the we can say કે વધારે પડતી તીવ્રતા દેખાડે છે કે કોઈને મારી નાખવામાં આવે. chopped and chopped. The great tree revealed its rings of 200 years. Okay, that now we can see that it is really very old tree, because we have to work hard to chop it. We watched in terror and fascination. His slaughter, as a raw mythology revealed to us its age. Okay, so now there are 2 feelings in us: terror as well as fascination. Okay, terror as well as fascination. So we are seeing that the tree is chopped, and we are watching it with terror and also with fascination, that something is happening which is terrifying us, and we are also fascinated by this. As a raw mythology revealed to us its age. Soon afterwards we left Baroda for Bombay, where there are no trees except that one. Then what happened? That they left Baroda for Bombay. So this incident happened in Baroda. Now they are going to Bombay, and the writer says that they have just one tree in Bombay. So what type of tree he is talking about? Where there are no trees except the one. which grows and seethes in one's dreams, its aerial roots looking for the ground to strike. Okay, there are no trees in Bombay, he is saying, but there is one tree in our mind, its aerial roots looking for the ground to strike. Okay, so maybe he is saying that just like the aerial roots of that banyan tree tries to touch the ground, in the same way we are looking for the ground in new city, we are trying to exist in new city. So our roots is in Baroda, but now we have left Baroda and we are in Bombay, so we have to make our own ground in Bombay. Okay, so in a way it is metaphorical poem, in a way it is really very simple direct poem. Okay, so here we can see some observation. First is here there is one reference of grandmother. So the grandmother says that the trees are sacred. Okay, so grandmother tries his telling, જે કહે છે એના ઉપરથી આપણને એવું લાગે છે કે she wants to save the trees, but the father says to remove it. So here we see the masculine and feminine concept. The feminine concept છે એ બચાવવાની વાત કરે છે નેચરને. ઓકે, બટ જે masculine concept છે એ he is talking about something to be removed. So in a way it is talking about opposite thinking. Another that we can feel is that because of જે બહુ ઓછા ટ્રીઝ છે તેના કારણે we are suffering. Okay, we are suffering from due to some disease. But if we had more trees, then we should not be suffering from this disease that can be seen. કે આપણે નેચરનું એટલું ધ્યાન નથી રાખ્યું અને ઘણા સિટીઝ એવા છે કે જ્યાં પોપ્યુલેશન વધારે છે. હિયર ઇટ ઇઝ અ રેફરન્સ ઓફ બોમ્બે, but the trees are less. So this poem is talking about the present, the future of the world in a way. So first you try to read this poem, then come up with questions or queries or discussions or observations. If you find something new in this poem, then you can also come up with it. So thank